So guys, how many of you are super excited about Extreme Rules the Horror Show? Pretty certain that none of you give a flying fuck about this pay-per-view based on the fact that how it was produced, how it was pushed forward, how it gave you interest. It gave you none. That's all there is to it. This pay-per-view is a total lack of interest. The show is fucking ridiculous. This company has lost their fucking minds with Wyatt swamp fights in a fucking swamp. Who the fuck cares about that? Eye for an eye match where someone has to remove the patient. Hey, Rey Mysterio's Dr. Rey Mysterio, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. But, yeah, you got eye for an eye match where you have to remove an opponent's eye out of their skull. You got meaningless garbage. And I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't know how anyone could be excited for this piece of shit pay-per-view, but I'm not. So let's just go straight into the matches. This is your preview predictions video for Extreme Rules 2020, the horror show. Yeah, I don't know about being scary, but being god-awful, yeah, that's definitely the horror show for WWE. Most definitely. And I think they know that their show is shit. They're just making a comedy act out of it. That's really what I think they're doing. If you hear the noise outside, that's the apartment building actually doing the lawns today. Wednesdays are generally the days that they do lawns, so I do apologize about the noise in the background. So anyway, let's get straight into this. The first match that I'd like to discuss is the United States Championship with Apollo Crews versus MVP. Why MVP is getting a U.S. Championship match is beyond me, number one. Number two, why is he carrying around the new U.S. Championship that they designed? I find it absolutely ridiculous. You haven't seen Apollo Crews on TV at all. And bottom line, this match is bullshit. Apollo Crews, I think, is going to retain. I don't think MVP is going to win this match. Then you got the SmackDown Women's Championship with Bayley versus Nikki Cross. What can I say? I guess this is a decent match that you'll get, and Bayley will retain that championship. Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt in a Wyatt Swamp fight, with no Universal Championship on the line. Are you fucking kidding me with this bullshit? I'm going to take Bray Wyatt in this situation, leading him to getting an opportunity to face Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam so that these two can compete over the title, and this is just a bridge to SummerSlam for them to crown Bray Wyatt as the new Universal Champion. That's where I'm going with that on that. We got Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins in an eye for an eye match. God help us all. I don't know who fucking wins it. I really don't care. I'm just going to pick one. I'll take I don't know. I guess Rey Mysterio. Not that it really matters. Asuka defending the Raw Women's Championship against Sasha Banks. I'm going to go for a loop here. I am going to blow everyone's mind. I think Sasha Banks is going to win the Women's Raw Championship. I know it makes no sense, but I honestly think that Sasha Banks and Bayley collecting all women's titles in their division would be a great thing. Since they have the women's division and basically WWE on their fucking backs lately for the last 2 months or so. And yes, they may be obnoxious. I may not like the way they sound or act. They sound over the top ridiculous. But at the same time, they have been producing good matches. They've been entertaining, even on the shittiest programs. If they're on the card and they're wrestling, they're giving us good matches. So they're giving us something to look forward to. So why not give Sasha Banks the Raw Women's Championship And eventually, down the line, after they lose the women's tag team titles to some tag team, you have these two women compete over the belts, title for title, unifying the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship and making the women's division as one on both brands. I don't see how that would hurt anyone in any way, shape, or form. I think that would be a great idea. So, I'm going to go with Sasha Banks beating Asuka, despite the fact I think Asuka deserves a little bit of a better reign than that. But with Sasha Banks and Bayley on such a hot streak on their promo and everything else in between and what they are doing on WWE television, you can't go against Sasha Banks winning the Raw Women's Championship and then eventually unifying these two titles together with Bayley and Sasha Banks competing over them. I think that would be a great idea, and then making one title out of both of those belts. And then we got the Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE Championship. Who the fuck cares? Really. Who gives a flying fuck? Drew McIntyre is going to win this, no matter what the stipulation is. I've even stated this before. And that's all I really have to say on that, guys. And also, one other thing to mention on this card is Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus in a bar fight. Folks, this matchup, I am choosing Jeff Hardy. Simply out of the fact that I think they are going to go through with the redemption story, because that's the way things are looking to me. But at the end of the day, this matchup will definitely determine whether or not they're pushing Jeff Hardy to a redemption story or pushing him out the door and saying, go fuck yourself, we don't care about you, and we're going to bury your ass before you walk out the door. So that is pretty much the overall story of the WWE Extreme Rules horror show, which we should all be horrified by how horrible this show is going to be. So anyway, guys, at this time, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to you on that. And I thank you very much for watching, and have a great night, guys. Bye.